Morning everyone, I'm here in an F15 and we have had a short circuit fault. So this one has, I believe this one is a BDC, which is essentially the same as a FEM, but they work in the same kind of way. And there's a short circuit showing up for the high beam left, and it shows up a check control message, or at least it did show up a check control message, as I have managed to get rid of it, under cornering light fault. So I go through with ISTA. ISTA says high beam left faulty and short circuited. Going through the test plan in ISTA, and it says it's not possible to reset that short circuit and you need to replace the BDC. So the plan, or what you can do on that, is using tool 32. So I'm plugged in with an INPA lead. You can just see it on there. That's just a simple USB one. The USB stuff, it will work on an F series. It doesn't always have to be Ethernet. There is a CAN connection. So we got tool 32 up, and we need to go load SGB group file. I'm going for this BDC one. And quite often what you can do, if you just click ID, ident, this button up the top, so that one there with the play button is run. This one here, one start play button, is run once. Click run once, and we have some details there. There's a part number in there, I guess. So we know that some of that stuff works. If I go this one for fault code read, and we have some stuff there. Brake light switch. That's interesting. That's due to time. That's probably because I'm sitting here with the with my foot on the brake. So there was our original fault. That is output FL is main beam left, and there's output of headlight left has a short circuit, seen 10 times. So with tool 32, what you'll want to do is have a look, and you can see your short circuit in there. So you'll scroll down your list until you find this job, status Kurzschlussabschaltung, which is status of the short circuits. Highlight that, click run once, and then it'll pop up and it'll show you all of these numbers. Now previously, this is the one we were dealing with. That one had a 1 just there. So that's the one which will highlight is which one has been short-circuited. The plan then, what you do on that is you'd normally go and do a reset. And this is the normal job that you would see. Status reset Kurzschlussabschaltung. And when you click that, this box lights up saying argument, element. And for that, you need to tell it what bulb number you want to reset. So to find out your numbers, you need then to look up the number which is used internally in the FEM or the BDC. So make sure you have Tabellen info showing in the windows if this particular window isn't showing up. And inside there you will find a list of all the different lights and their names and their numbers. So in this one it's called Tab Ausgang Leuchten, which is table of light outputs. These here are the shorthand names of the various lights, and there's the one we were dealing with, FL_L, and we know it's OX07. So normally what you would do is you would type in this argument box OX07, and you would click run once up there at the top. And let's have a look. In this case, this job has gone through, but it has already been reset. What's happening before is I would get a message at the bottom saying it had been done too many times and it was refusing to do it any further. So that then looks like you're stuck, but there is a way around that. And this is where our secret bit is hiding. So underneath the status of the Kurzschlussabschaltung, you will see this Kurzschluss counter. You can click on that and run that job, and you'll then get a whole bunch of these counters. And what I saw earlier in this one, status, I highlighted the wrong one, status Ausgang FLL Wert, this was 0. and this was where we were going to have our bit of an issue. And this is a counter of the stuff, and I believe that's going to start counting down, so we might end up with this thing coming back at some time in the future. But to reset, what we need to do is we can throw that number back in. And this is the job where you get to write that counter. So this one is status cursorless abs for absolute. And this one now we see arguments 2. So we would have our number OX07 for that particular bulb. It's probably going to be different for your bulb. And then we type in our number 1562, and there's a semicolon in between them, and that's it. It does mention here, so it says argument element is our light, semicolon, and then the counter that we're going to stick into it. Run that job once, and then that resets it, and our light has gone. And if all that has worked well, when you go back to the Cursorless Abschaltung page or job, you should see all zeros in that line. And then into the job underneath for the absolute counter for it, we now see we've wrote in our number 1562. So I only picked 1562 as I've seen that in various other ones. So I think this gives the maximum number of minor little glitches and short circuits before it counts down. So we have that done. Now there is some of these other numbers, maybe you could stick in a higher number, I don't know. That did I see count down, so maybe in 1,500 times of switching that light on, if there is still some sort of an issue, that might return. But that's how I did it, and that's how I sorted it out, and that's how I have no notifications. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra!